Okay, man, we are back in the damn building. Big up to everybody, man. Big up to those who have locked in. If you're watching this on the replay, man, big up to your damn self. Make sure you're smashing the like button, sharing, subscribing, all that kind of good stuff. We've had a night to sleep on it now. You know what I mean? Liverpool obviously playing against Burnley yesterday. 1-0 victors. I mean, I've heard quite a few things. I've seen a lot, especially on social media, on Twitter, and all that kind of stuff, in terms of the way that some people have like seen the game, the way that some people have decided to what they've taken from the game. What I will say just on that before I get into everything else is, I'll be real. Obviously, Liverpool won the game, great, got the 3 points, hurrah, fantastic, right? And big up to goal ratio in the building as well. One thing I'm extremely happy about is I feel like finally what I've been saying about just certain little things I've said about the way that, you know, Liverpool play and certain things that we've seen in game and stuff like that. I feel like now more and more people are, you're not accepting it, which is, for me, I'm like, I'm fine. I'm happy. I'll be real. I'm happy because I always feel like, as fans, right, of anything, whether you're a fan of a specific football team, basketball team, whatever sport, right? Obviously, you've got your bias towards that, and that's cool. You should have your bias because that's the whole point in supporting something. But now I feel like I'm finally okay. We can have real conversations, and I never felt that we were going to get to that kind of space. I'll be so honest with you guys. Like, I always felt like people were not too scared, but everybody wants to be seen as this, like, I'm the ultimate fan. Not everybody, but some people, they want to be seen. Yeah, I'm the best fan because through thick and thin, and I will never say a bad word about this guy because blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, like, obviously, we've all got different definitions of what a fan is, right? And I can't tell you what the actual definition in terms of what it actually means figuratively, but I still look at it and I think, I mean, you should be able to critique anything in life, whether it's your kids, whether it's, as long as it's constructive criticism, whether it's your football team, whether it's your basketball, you should be able to critique. And I always felt, I'll be real, and obviously I'm only really in the Liverpool space, I feel like with Liverpool fans, they never really do that. Like, it's always, yeah, everything is great. It doesn't even matter. Everything is just great. And then there's always, oh, because we were in the Hodgson days, and remember in the Hodgson days that, you know, I'm like, I don't care about that. No one cares about that. I'm talking about the here and now. If we see something we don't like, do not be afraid to say it. If you personally think something, don't be afraid. Don't, you know what I mean? Don't sit there quietly. Say it. Say it with your chest. Let people know that, okay, I've got an opinion, just like me, who has a YouTube channel, just like Ends, just like Savage, just like many other people, Coppish to Big Six Bants to whoever. Everyone's got, it's just an opinion. Nothing is ever really factual like that, so to speak, unless we're using statistics. It's just an opinion that we all share. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm happy that we've now reached a space where, for the first time, Liverpool have won a game which we were absolutely dog shitting, in my personal opinion. But we finally come out of that, and I've finally seen fans, subscribers, or whatever, and they finally said, you know what, that was actually kind of rubbish. Usually all I hear is, that's what winners do. Winners, they got their mentality. I don't want to hear about your winners' mentality, because you know what winners do as well? They play good football. And Liverpool ain't doing that. They're not doing that. Do you get what I'm saying? And I think that's what's been pissing me off for the longest while. Big up to Morris in the building as well. Hope you're doing blessed, my bro. Let me get to some of these comments. Anyone believe Isak would have made a difference against a low block yesterday is delusional. 1,000,000%. I don't think Isak would have been really too effective, if I'm being real with you. I don't really think, what would he have done that much differently, if I'm being honest with you. But listen, some people, I guess, would differ, and that's fine. For me, borders like Rio and Frimpong on the wings would have opened up the low block yesterday, getting to byline, cutbacks, dribbles into the box. Now, I hear you. I fully hear you, man. And I kind of agree with that as well, in regards to, you know, the way that Arne Slot decided to, you know, set things up. Obviously, he just went with, you know, the same team as we had against Arsenal. So 4-2-3-1. Zobo was back at right back, even though he had two right backs on the bench. Obviously, McAllister was put into the middle. Obviously, Curtis Jones was injured, to be fair. I would have potentially put him in the game like this, just because of Liverpool were going to have so much control within the game. Maybe Curtis Jones would have been a potentially better option. But He went with McAllister, Gakpo, Wirtz, Salah, and Hugo Ekitike. Listen, man, Liverpool had the lion's share of everything within the match. I don't think it's a surprise. Ends, we just done the stream just now. He showed us all the statistics as to, you know, the game in itself. 81% possession, expected goals and chances. Look, I mean, we had 20. You know what's crazy about this stat? It isn't even the fact that we had the 27 shots. That's mad in itself, but I've seen that a lot with Liverpool. Their goalkeeper only had to make 3 saves. You got like their goalkeeper only made 3 saves in the whole game from 27. So 8 times that. 8 times that we didn't make the goalkeeper work, but we had 27 shots, give or take 8 times, or just over. And 9 times actually, sorry. We had with 9 times that. And the goalkeeper, that's crazy. 27 shots, the keeper only had to make 3 saves. So what were you doing? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, what were you doing as a team that the keeper only had to make those kind of 3 saves? You know, we were entering into their box. Obviously, we know that they sat back in a low block, and we'll talk about that in a minute. And we know that, you know, the way that Burnley obviously set up defensively and all of these, we know all of that kind of stuff. But there's no way that we all watched that game and thought, yeah. I mean, look at the shots that we were taking. So many shots from outside of the box. And again, I do semi-understand that, because obviously because of the way that Burnley was set up, because of what Burnley were trying to do, excuse me, within the game. But I was still thinking, well, you can't break them down. You spent 200 million on an attack that can't break down Burnley. But for some reason, all I keep hearing from everybody is, yeah, but it's Burnley. They had 11 men. They didn't have 11 men standing in the goal. I can tell you that for free. So I really don't want to hear the excuses of, yeah, but it's a new team and Burnley sat back. But I don't, like, I'm sorry. The best teams in the world, they break down Burnley. I can promise you that. They can break down a Burnley. Now, I'm not saying just any old team will break down Burnley and whatever. Man United scored 3 goals against them the other day. Like, I'm like, Burnley, like, I don't even think people even understand what I'm trying. We played Burnley with no disrespect. I'm sorry for Burnley fans if they see this and they think I'm being a bit bougie and a bit smug, but you're Burnley. I'm sorry, but you're fucking Burnley. It is Liverpool. Liverpool are supposed to be this big, bad, whatever. We signed players for this game specifically. We specifically signed players for games like this. And you're telling me that, oh yeah, because it's Burnley and that obviously they, I can't, yeah, I'm not even trying to hear any of that. I'm really, really not trying to hear any of that, man. So yeah, like I said, it was such a poor performance from Liverpool, like so poor. All this, yeah, but they dominated the ball. They did nothing with the ball. We did nothing. There was nothing going on. There was nothing popping. Like I said, the movement, and obviously we'll talk about some of that in a second. Like it was just all over the gaff for me, and that was something that I just really, like, it just really frustrated me in the game, because I was like, surely all this attacking talent you've got on the pitch, and we're not even talking about Alexander Isak, yeah, but you've got all this attacking talent on the pitch. I expect Burnley's keeper to have, if Burnley are going to keep the score down to 1-0, it's got to be Courtois Madrid game. It's got to be that he put on such a clinic of being a goalkeeper. Alisson against PSG. It's got to be that level of goalkeeping is the only reason as to why Liverpool are not opening you up. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to hear that they put 11 men behind the ball. I'm sorry. I'm really not, because we didn't even try. And that's what bugged me. We didn't even try to implement that. I didn't see anything that was going on. So all of this, yeah, they put 11 men, but stop using excuses, man. Call it for what it is. It was just poor. Team was poor. Manager was poor. Everything was poor. They were rubbish. Liverpool were crap. They were crap. But you know what's crazy? We've been talking about this. Anyone who's watched any of my other episodes, and big up AR in the building as well. Anybody who's watched any of my other episodes of this, I've said the same thing from Crystal Palace game to now. Nothing has changed. There's not been a difference. I've said the same problems that I've spoken about from Crystal Palace are the same issues that I'm seeing today. Like I said, the plus point with Liverpool is they won the game. Now, if you like, we all care about winning the game. You want the 3 points. But I feel like anytime someone mentions what you can't play good football, oh, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't need to watch the game then. Let me just watch, like I said, let me just watch Sky Sports highlights, watch the game, and then I'm good. N said it earlier on, tune in 75th minute, and then you're good. And we might as well. We may as well just do that because that would make more sense. Why do I need to tune into games now to watch what? Watch the team stink it up going forward. Watch the team look shit going like defensively in other games. Like I'm all right. I don't need to. Sky Sports doesn't show me all of that. Sky Sports should just show me the goals, and that's all I need to see. That's all I need to watch because then I understand. Oh yeah, this player he scored in this moment. That's all we need to watch. If that's the kind of energy that everybody kind of wants to go with. I also believe Chiesa would have done better on either wing than the starters. Anybody would have done better. We're going to get onto those two in a minute. If Pep was manager, would he have kept Salah on the pitch for the last 4 games? No, I think he would have. It depends, obviously, if he would have had another right winger, but I don't think so. I think he would have at least tried to change something, or he definitely would be taking him off in games. I definitely think that. I mean, when he had Julian Alvarez in Haaland, there were games where Haaland wasn't playing well and Julian Alvarez would come on just because they needed to change things up. And you saw actually that there was a difference in certain games against certain teams. Alvarez was actually a better option for them as opposed to Haaland because of what Alvarez can obviously bring to a team. So sometimes it made sense where, oh, you know what? He might play with 2 because Haaland is Haaland, so he's going to play anyway, and he does play through the middle, so it's a bit different than the wing area. But ultimately, we can, change things up if we need to change it up. But yeah, I think he would have, potentially have changed that, man. I don't think Isak would have made much difference. Nah, I don't think so. The few times we went byline, we looked dangerous, but otherwise it was just cutting from the wings. Yeah, it was fucking boring. Gakpo is garbage, and this game shows why. Grav cannot be the main number 6 for Liverpool going forward. Tell that to ends, please. Christian, big up to yourself. Dustin, Pep, Klopp would have subbed him for fire. I don't know, man. Klopp doesn't seem like that kind of guy. Burnley just let Konate have the ball because they know he's got no build-up play. Big up Mark A as well in the building, man. But let's talk about the first guy. Let's talk about the first thing I wanted to kind of, rap about. Gakpo and Salah. So yeah. Gakpo and Salah. They were awful to watch. I don't know what more we need to see from Salah in order for Arne Slot to finally say, you know what, let me try something different. Maybe it is maybe when Isak comes in, maybe he might change things up in terms of formation and stuff like that. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. But at the moment, and you guys already know, everyone here in the chat and anybody watching us on the replay, Salah is my guy. I've defended him like there's no man's business. And to be fair, he usually gets me out of a jam. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But right now, I can't save you. At Salah, I can't save you. I really, really can't save you at this moment in time. Because the performances that you are putting in, my friend, they're getting scary now. We're reaching a period of time now where even I'm like, yeah, this ain't cool anymore. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like you are offering me nothing for the past however many in games. Yes, he scored the penalty. And listen, usually I would be the one to big it up. Usually I would be saying, yeah, like to Jerry, I'll be telling Jerry, bro, but he scored though. Who else is? But I can't defend it anymore. I really, really can't defend it. It's just got to that stage now where I'm just like, I'd rather just see anything else. Like, and I mean Chiesa. I mean, maybe we even put Frimpong on the right wing, just to change it. Just to change it, just so we can potentially see something a little bit more different. Do you get what I'm saying? And then you've got Gakpo. I mean, I don't know if you guys can obviously see the video. You might need to make your screens a little bit bigger. But you got Gakpo. It's like he and Robbo, or Kirkes, obviously he was there at the beginning, but he and Robbo, it's like they had beef. Like I thought, you know what, they must have a inside training beef that we just weren't privy to see, because he is not trying to pass Robbo the ball. Robbo is available on the overlap however many times, and you are refusing to pass him the ball. Why is that? Why is that? Why don't you want to pass him the ball? What is it about Robbo that you didn't want to give him the ball? Because the reality is, when Robbo did obviously come onto the pitch, obviously for Kirkes, I was at least like, you know what, we look a bit more threatening. The tempo is being upped a little bit. Robbo's a bit more frantic. He's not as cute on the ball as some people would probably like, or in comparison to other players. But guess what? He upped the tempo. And that was something that Liverpool lacked in the game, was you had no tempo. You had moments of tempo, but in general, especially against a low block, we all know even for those who've never coached a day in their lives and they've only just watched their team play, you know that you need to have tempo against low blocks. You can't do things slowly. You can't. But that's one thing that we didn't have. And yeah, with Gakpo, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I like, yeah, he's one of them players there where, like I said, man, like he's efficient clearly because obviously he gets goals and stuff like that. And, you know, he did his thing last season to a certain kind of degree. But he's just one of those players where I'm like, you're just not my type of player. I've now realized that there's not going to be, unless you get Salah numbers, you're never going to be the player that I want to see playing for my team. To be honest with you, you might be a good sub. I'd rather see Rio play, and Rio is not going to, I don't think Rio would get as many goals as you, but I'd rather just see Rio because the way that you play is so one-dimensional that I'm like, I can't enjoy this. And again, the only way I'm going to enjoy this is if you are scoring a lot of goals, getting a lot of assists and stuff like that. But in this game, yeah, cut in, shoot, cut in, shoot, cut in, sometimes maybe take a bit too long, pass it out to a Salah, maybe, pass it out to the central midfielder, maybe, or you might try and find Robbo, but by the time that you found Robbo, they've already set up in their shape, as you guys can obviously see with the video. So now they've already marked up. We already know they've got their 4-5 at the back. So the reality is there's not going to be much space. So guess what? I'm going to need you to move the ball a little bit quicker, man. I'm really going to need you to move the ball quicker. If you're not going to do that, why are you on the pitch? Guess what? When Rio came on the pitch, all of a sudden, Burnley looked shook. They just looked shook. Do you know why? Because they had a player who was not afraid of going at the fullback Carl Walker. Carl Walker, by the way, had a breeze of a game, in my opinion. I don't think he was, like, he weren't stressing about Gakpo at all. He didn't look at Gakpo and think, fuck me, man, this is going to be a long day. He said, yeah, this is fine, especially if he keeps coming inside. And what made it worse for Liverpool is Liverpool, and you guys can kind of see it here, we were trying to create overload in the wide areas to try and double up here and, you know, try and get 2v1 versus Burnley weren't letting us sniff at all. We weren't letting, you know why? We're moving the ball so damn slow that by the time it even gets to Gakpo on that side, it's now a pointless thing. It's purely pointless. Like what would, like, it doesn't matter anymore. Burnley are now back in their shape and they're doing their thing. Did you get what I'm trying to say? Like it was just like Gakpo, but also Salah mainly for me because one, he's my guy, but also you've just been rubbish. Like I'm not seeing anything from you that's even giving anybody the kind of indication that, you know what, even though it's not working out, even though maybe I'm not scoring as much or I'm not assisting as much, but I'm still putting in the effort. I'm still doing what I need to do to at least try and help the team win. Right now, we're people. I know people have joked about this sort of thing, but we are playing with 10 men. We are essentially playing with a man down. And I think what's worse is this isn't a position of like, oh, you're a striker. Like if you're Haaland and you play through the middle, the rest of the team can still pattern up in the way that they need to pattern up. It might not be so damaging. You play on the wing. So if someone has to get dragged out to your position, it creates a problem. It can create a problem. You're just lucky you come up against a team that didn't really want to attack. They were more concerned with trying to go on the fast breaks, counter attacks, and things like that than they were anything else. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was one of the things that annoyed me about Salah and Gakpo. But Salah mainly for me, yeah, he's had a really, really poor start to the season, man. Yeah, we need to fast track that. Oh, listen, if we could sign Elise in January, I think if you sign Elise in January, that could be our Kvaratskhelia signing in terms of the impact that you have, you know, on the team and stuff like that. Christian, all of our subs were solid. Yeah, they added something. Do you know what I mean? Robbo, Frimpong came on straight away, bang, shot. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. It's ridiculous. Gakpo never really passes to overlap. Yeah, and I don't know if that's a tactical thing or if that's, yeah, I don't know yet. I don't know. I'm giving that the benefit of the doubt, and I'm gonna say maybe tactically the manager's telling him, no, Robbo is gonna just do a dummy run. So he's gonna make that run, but it's just gonna be a dummy run. So you're not gonna pass it there. We're gonna think that we're gonna go that way, and then we're gonna go the other way instead because he's just not doing it. So that can be my only thing, but we'll see in the next few games. Why can't people accept that Gakpo hasn't improved since we bought him? Gakpo hasn't improved. Yeah, no, I think Gakpo was better. I said this before in a video that I did. I think Gakpo looked better when he played when we were trying to make him into the new Firmino. That was the best Gakpo that I've ever seen. Best Gakpo. Paul can't fast track Elise. I believe his release clause comes in after this season. Yeah, I've also heard as well that Bayern Munich are trying to tie him to a new deal. I believe they'll probably remove the release clause, or if they add, or if they keep it, it's going to be a lot higher than what it is now. Gakpo doesn't use the left back overlap when needed. All this guy does, cut inside, shot, and usually ends up wide or well over the bar. 100%. He has a low ceiling. Rio did more in 5 minutes than Gakpo, 1,000,000%. And that's kind of the embarrassing thing, is that Rio's doing more in the 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or whatever it is that he came on than Gakpo for a whole game. But it's like, at least Rio is unpredictable. You don't know. Rio's doing so many step overs. I don't know if he's going to go left or right. But that's what we need in games like this. You need the kind of unpredictability in these type of matches, but you're not providing it. Salah, the same thing. You're not providing any I said this before to Enz on the Enz stream. Big up to Enz every single time. I said this, like, with Liverpool, playing against Liverpool, for me, and again, because I support Liverpool, I guess it's easier for me to see it, right? Big up Scraps in the building. When you play against Liverpool, I don't think it's particularly hard to understand what it is they're going to do. Obviously, stopping it is another thing, obviously, altogether. It's a bit like the Iron Robin effect. You know what he's going to do. You know he's going to cut inside. You know he's going to shoot. You know he's most likely going to probably score as well, kind of thing. But you know what he's going to do. It's not difficult to understand. And that's how I see Liverpool, is that it's not difficult to get what they're going to do next. Their patterns of play. Their patterns of play are so easy to kind of read. It's very basic. It's very slow. So it's not hard to understand. Like, I don't think it would take too many people. The difference is over 98 to 99% of the teams in the Premier League, Liverpool have the better players. We've got Virgil van Dijk. No one's better than him. You get what I'm saying? You got Mo Salah. On his day, no one should be better than him. You know what I mean? You got Alisson, the best goalkeeper, in the Premier League, even in Europe, probably at this point in time. You've got other players that other teams don't really have. But then that's why when we come up against certain teams, you start to think, oh, maybe their level is as close to the level of some of our players, because they are actually performing. They actually do look good. You looked at what Semenyo did to Liverpool by himself single-handedly. You know what I mean? If he had better players, you know what I mean, around him. And when I say better players, I mean players of maybe Liverpool stature. Could have been a completely different game. This game also showed I wanted him gone since 23-24. I was telling people that there was a reason why Klopp played him in multiple positions, because he wasn't doing the job of a left winger. Listen, look, I will criticize Diaz because I didn't really like Diaz. But if I had to choose between Diaz and Gakpo, I would have kept Diaz and told Gakpo he can bounce, to be honest with you. I just don't really see it with him. I get it. Some people rate him, and fairs. Like, really, genuinely fairs. Like, if you can tell me why you rate him, then maybe I'll understand. For me, nah, I'm not really trying to hear that. G, you taking Klopp or this with Slot? I'm taking Klopp 18-19 season, because that is the best I've ever seen Liverpool play. Liverpool have not played better football and been a better team than that. We are now in 2025. I'm still waiting to see good football. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. Let me put this up there. Yeah, this is something I think Dean mentioned this as well on Enz's stream as well, about the slow passing. I just spoke about it there as well. I don't know what more I can say about Liverpool's slow passing other than you're pissing me off. I think that's the only thing I can really say, is Van Dijk to Konate, Konate to Gravenberch, Gravenberch into someone else. They play it back to Gravenberch. Gravenberch gets pressed. He then plays it back. Van Dijk gets the ball. He thinks he is Maradona and that no one can touch him. So he just kind of stands on the ball, does nothing really. He looks around. He throws his arms up in the air for a couple of times because nobody's really moving. He tells a couple players to move into positions. Once they've already made the run and come back, he passes them the ball. But he passes the ball at like 1 mile per hour. That maybe my son could probably reach it. And by the way that I'm talking right now is exactly how Liverpool pass the ball. It's very slow. It's very monotone. It's very lethargic. It is fucking boring. You are I detest, I hate the way that we pass I hate it. Like, I hate it with a passion. I hate it. I don't know how many more I can say it, but you probably got the gist. I hate it. Why do you pass the ball so slow and expect the other team to be like, well, yeah, if we just dive in here? They're not going to do that. Burnley have showed you. Newcastle have showed you. Every team seems to show you that they're not going to fall for that. The second that Liverpool play quick football, I've said it 100 times. When Liverpool do counter-attacks, there's no team stopping Liverpool. But you know why the counter-attacks are so good? Because they're so fucking fast. This is just this, what you guys can see on the screen. It's even worse when Alisson gets involved. Oh my God. Because when Alisson gets involved, I feel like he only gets involved because he's bored. Like, again, against like a team like Burnley where you're not making any saves or anything like that. And it's like, yeah, you know what? Let me just get a quick touch of the ball. And then sometimes I'm like, why did Alisson even touch the ball? Like, you know, when Alisson, you didn't even need to come out your box and touch the ball at all because you didn't add anything. Usually the goalkeeper gets involved to add as a third centre-back, usually because the other two centre-backs have split. He comes into the middle. The defensive midfielder then drops in. That almost creates a 3-1 formation. We didn't even need that against Burnley because Burnley weren't trying to press like that. They weren't really trying to get onto us in that kind of way when we got into like the second half of the game anyway, towards the latter stage. They didn't need that. But Liverpool, it is just so fucking slow. It is so like I don't think you like. I'm laughing here because I don't think you understand the burning hate that I actually have for the way that Liverpool pass the football. Like I detest it so badly. It's mad. If Slot can't see the issues, is this the problem? I don't know. I didn't listen to Slot's. I just saw a couple of the quotes. I remember speaking to. I showed Enz about the Kirkes thing. I've not listened. If anybody's listened to his press conference after the game, if you got like little snippets or anything that he's kind of said that maybe sounded a bit, kind of crazy, then let me know. But yeah, I didn't listen, so I don't know if he was living in cuckoo land or not. I really, really don't know. Been saying for time, midfield needs Jones. Midfield needs a prayer, is what they fucking need. Grav Jones, Wirtz, been saying it. I don't want Wirtz, by the way, but we'll talk about him. I mean, sorry, let me finish that sentence. I don't want Wirtz to play in attacking midfield. I don't want someone to hear it and be like, what do you mean he doesn't want us to? No. I want Wirtz as a player. I don't want Wirtz playing in that position anymore. I think for me, I don't feel like, I don't know how good you're going to be in that position where it's going to change our lives. There are hardly any real number 10s. Most of the number 10s, they float out to the wing area, because that's where they want to operate in half spaces. They do not want to play through the middle behind a striker, because then you might as well call them a striker. But we will talk about that very soon. VVD to Konate, to Grav, to VVD, to Konate, to Szoboszlai, to Robertson, rinse and repeat. That's all we freaking do. That's it. The same thing over and over. It's just, yeah. Virgil waving his hand is too, bro. Mark A. I'm not capping. You guys have seen Virgil van Dijk when he has the ball, right? Just watch him the next game, even Atletico. Just watch Virgil van Dijk. Yeah, when he has the ball, you're gonna see him. He's gonna put his hands up like this, right? Like just up in the air like that. And once he does that, or he'll put his hands like. He don't even know where the ball is half the time, right? It's so, I swear, Virgil, I know you're the guy, right? He don't even know where the ball is, right? It's like he walks away from the ball and is telling Kirkes, yo, get back into position because I want to pass you the ball here. Brother, I beg you, just move the ball. Just pass the ball. I don't need you to do all of that stuff. It's not that deep. Like, just pass the ball. If you can, quicken up the tempo yourself, I feel like the rest of the team, because you're the captain and you're one of our best players, if not our best player, if you start the tempo, the team will just pattern itself up. But Virgil will be telling, yo, Bradley or Szoboszlai, get back into position here. Or he's getting mad at Gravenberch because Gravenberch didn't make space for him because he wanted to pass the ball. I said, bro, Virgil, sometimes, just move the ball quicker. That's all you have to do. That's all you've got to do. We're trying to play a brand of football without having the personnel to play it to the full effect. Yeah, maybe so. I'm starting to think that quite a lot. So that's funny. Wirtz left wing. Yeah. That for me. Scratch Wirtz is 10, not midfield. Yeah, it depends on how you kind of see it. Big up Hakeem, man. Hope you're doing blessed, my bro. I ain't seen you for a minute though. Hope you're good. Any updates on Chiesa ever starting? Listen, big up Alpha. I have no idea. You're gonna have to chat to Arne Slot about that, because I don't know. And even at this stage, I mean, obviously you guys heard me at the beginning of the season, I writ off Chiesa. I was like, forget Chiesa. He can bounce. I'm not really too fussed. Right now, I'm like, you might as well just play Chiesa. Just something. Because you know what's crazy, right? We're talking about, all of this, like, yeah, the team needs to gel and stuff like that. But we haven't really tried anything that much different. Like, it's been the same attack, obviously, more or less, the same kind of back four, bar maybe right back kind of thing, just because of the injuries. The midfield has kind of chopped and changed a little bit, again, due to injury and fitness and stuff like that. Obviously, McAllister getting injured in the game and yada, yada, yada. But the team's kind of the same. So we're not even trying anything different to even see maybe there's a better combination for Liverpool going forward. Maybe there's something that maybe Chiesa should start. Maybe Rio should start the game and Gakpo ends the game instead, because we know that Gakpo is a bit more experienced and can do the defensive side really, really well in comparison to a Rio. Maybe we should do that against a low. I don't know. Slot, you've been here. You've been in the league, bro. Like, you know these teams. You know what they're going to do. You know how they're going to kind of behave. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So, yeah, man. I'm good. Okay, cool, man. No, I hope you're blessed, man. I hope you and the family are. Hope they are doing well. Let's move on anyway, because I'm starting to get a little bit vexed with just talking about Liverpool anyway. Let's talk about, this is my favorite one. I'm gonna show you guys something, right? I'm gonna show you guys something. That's the heat map of these two players, Wirtz and Ekitike. Now, obviously, Ekitike came off early, which is that's starting to annoy me more, because I don't think taking off Ekitike has done Liverpool any favors whatsoever. I think it's weird because we've gone on to win games, right? But I almost feel like it's starting to become a bit more of a detriment more to Liverpool, in terms of you keep taking him off, but then we have nobody there. We keep crossing the ball into the box to Chiesa. Now, I know he had that header chance. I know that's what someone's going to say. Oh, but he had that header chance. Yeah, that was about it. It's Chiesa. He's not Ekitike in the box, in terms of he's tall, he's got a bit of strength. He's not that kind of guy. And that's fine. That is 100% fine. But why do you continue? Robertson, get the ball, cross. Robertson, get the ball, cross. Robertson, get the ball, cross. Why do you keep doing the same things? But you've taken off the player. So you've taken off the player to do the same thing that wasn't working. It wasn't working with Ekitike. Why is it going to now work without Ekitike? That doesn't make sense to me. Like, it's not working with the player. So you've taken the player off, which has already frustrated me. That's fine. You're the manager. You can clearly see something. That's okay. So play it differently then. You bring on Ekitike, you bring on Chiesa. Why are you doing the same thing? You may as well have just kept Ekitike on the pitch. There was no need in changing it. But we continue to do the same thing over and over again. Like, it's like insanity at this point with Liverpool. Like, bro, I know this is going to sound mad, but Chiesa at left wing instead of Gakpo would pay off. You're going to say I'm mad. No, I'm not. But trust me, Chiesa just needs minutes to gain confidence. I can see he has class. I don't think it's mad. I just think I'd rather see anything right now. I'd rather genuinely see anything. In press conferences, in press conference, Slot said you will see Salah subbed off, but not very often. Well, can we start then? Do you know what I mean? Can we start? Diaz used to track back. Gakpo less so. Salah never or rarely with no intention. Nah, Salah's definitely not tracking back. Remember, Salah told us that he doesn't track back. He specifically said, like, yeah, the manager, you know what I mean? We had a conversation. He must have told him, yo, this, that, and the third, and now we're hearing it. We should have kept big up Easy Ole. We should have kept up Diaz. We should have kept Diaz, for another season. Very weird decision to sell. Gakpo is only great versus certain opponents. Was a nice balance having both. Yeah, that's probably, you're right. Big up Easy. You're probably right. Against certain teams, you can't really have a Gakpo. Hence why Rio can come on, because Rio is more. I'm not saying he's the same player, but he's more in the mold of a Luis Diaz. Got tricks. You know what I mean? He's unpredictable at times and etc. It probably made a bit more sense. Do you get what I'm saying? Everton might have ballers in attack. Might have more ballers, in attack than us. Let's wait and see on that Everton game. I think that, that's going to be a very, very funny game. Very, very funny game. Atletico, another low block. Big up Sammy as well, man. Another low block incoming. Gee, they are poor. Yeah, the thing is, I know they've had a poor start to the season. They've had a poor start to the season. So either Liverpool are going to catch Atletico at the right time because they've had a poor start to the season. In those kind of cases, you could probably pop them like 3-4-0. I'll be real. I've seen Atletico for so many years where you've caught them at the right moment, and they're a type of team that if they don't really have much going on, where they're not in, they don't have their correct structure, then Atletico can be all over the gaff. Even though we know them as a team who can be quite defensive and they're very disciplined, very organized, if you catch them at the right time, yeah, they can be a team that you can score quite a lot of goals against anyway. So this is Florian Wirtz. Let me go back to this. Just look at the heat map, guys. Now, obviously, again, like I said, with a pinch of salt, just remember that Ekitike obviously came off whenever he came off. Does that heat map not look similar to you? Other than maybe Ekitike, as you can see, is a little bit more in the box. Just a little bit more. In fact, nah, I don't know, actually. I'll say Wirtz is more. But again, just because of the way, because of how many minutes he obviously played. To me, that kind of looks kind of similar, though. It's not a direct copy. You know what I mean? You can't take that to the bank and say, yo, I've you know, I want to try and cash this in. Maybe not, but it's a good copy. It's a good fake ID. It's a good fake ID, in my personal opinion. In some clubs, I reckon you can get away if you showed them both of these ID cards. I reckon you can get away with that. I reckon some places, not all, but some places, if they're not really checking. Why have you got two players playing in the same damn role? You can't be like, why? Why are there two players playing in the same, more or less the exact same position against a low block? We signed two players to do the same thing. For what reason? For what reason? Like I said, I need people to I need to understand what it is with Liverpool. I need to understand. Why are Liverpool doing the same things over and over and over again? As you guys can see with the video, Wirtz will get the ball. Ekitike is right there. Now they might do a little 1-2 with each other. He might pop it out. They both run into the same positions. Guess what? Once they both do that, the play breaks down for whatever reason. Maybe team intercepts it or whatever. And now we're here. They're just doing the same thing. They have a connection in terms of they're both players who like to be on the ball, like to dribble, like to do 1-2s, and they can play that kind of football. I've got no problem with either player in terms of them as a player. I'm good with them. I didn't rate Ekitike at first, but you know what? He's grown on me in terms of in terms of him as a player. Wirtz is Wirtz. I've always fucked with Wirtz. I've always thought he's a really good player. So you can tell they're ballers in their own right. But you're getting them to do the same thing. There were times in the game where I'm watching and Wirtz might get the ball. And when Wirtz is getting the ball, you can see Ekitike is like, you might as well, he could easily hold his hand. You could easily hold his hand. And I'm saying, but why are you both here? Like, that means no one's creating space going the other way, right? Like, if you're both here, that means no one's there creating the space. And if no one's creating the space, then we can't get the ball out there. So I don't really understand that. Did you get, like, I know it sounds like, and you guys know, I'm not trying to be patronizing to anybody or to anything. The reason why I'm talking like this is because this is how my brain was, like, this is how my brain went through it whilst I was watching the game. Like, how I spoke just now is how my brain saw it. Why are you here, but you're both here and no one's over there? It's stupidity at that point now. And the thing is, as I said before, whether it's the manager, whether it's the players, at some point, can you change it? Please. I get it. Ekitike, he wants to get on the ball. He's not seeing, you know why? Because Liverpool are not getting the ball into him. We're not moving the ball quick enough. He's making runs. There's times when I saw, and if you guys watch the Manchester derby, there were times, if you remember Haaland's first goal, the little dink, Doku out there, they were popping the ball around. And again, they'll move. The thing is, by the way, I need people to understand, when I say Liverpool don't move the ball quick enough, I'm not asking them to zip the ball in every, no. You guys understand. It's not about zipping the ball into every player. No. It's just moving the ball quick. Just moving the ball a little bit quicker, because it can get the other team a bit more out of shape. Even a structured team can be moved out of shape easily. I'm sorry, I've seen it way too many times for it not to be an easy thing. It's an easy thing. You can move teams out of shape if you move the ball quick enough. I've even seen prime Inter Milan under Jose Mourinho play against Barcelona, and Barcelona were able to move them out of shape. They didn't win the game, but they were able to at least do that part. I can move them out of shape if we just move the ball a bit quicker. Liverpool are not doing that. So Ekitike is dropping deep. But guess what? Wirtz is also dropping deep because he wants to pick up the ball. But they want to both pick up the ball in more or less the same areas, which is off that kind of left-hand side, because they're both right-footed. It would be comfortable for them to take the ball, receive it, and move infield that way. That's fine. But then maybe we change Wirtz's position. Maybe you change Ekitike's position, more so when Alexander Isak comes, obviously, when he's fit enough to play. But Wirtz in that 10 position, the best number 10 in the Premier League, if you want to call him a number 10, but we'll say the best number 10 is Cole Palmer, right? Cole Palmer doesn't just operate through the middle. You saw what happened when he came on against Brentford the other day. Look at the areas that he was picking up the ball. They were on the right, on the left. Sometimes he would drop deep. He'll be, when it's a corner and that, or like Brentford have got a corner and it gets, kicked out. He's the one who's picking up that ball. 1, 2, he's gone. Or he's dribbling the ball up. He's getting the ball, upfield. That's, to me, how I think a 10 would normally play in today's game anyway. Forget how it was before. That's how I feel that he should be playing, which is have the freedom. I want Wirtz on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side, through the middle, sometimes up front. Sometimes he's made that late run into the box. That's what Wirtz, in my opinion, should be doing. But I don't feel like he's being allowed to do so. And the problem is, if he is being allowed to do so, don't also then let Ekitike do the same thing. Because then you've got two players doing the exact same role. You don't need that in that 10 position. You don't need that. I'm sorry. You don't need 2 10s. Doesn't work. I've never seen it work like that. I don't need to see it work. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It doesn't need to. I feel like that's just being extra for being extra sake. Let me get to some of the comments. Sorry, I know I'm ranting, but when the game just pissed me off so much and I'm seeing some of the comments afterwards, I'm just like, bro, forget all of that. As a 10, you need movement from your wingers or striker, but Ekitike is dropping deep because he's not seeing the ball 100%. Isak, I thought my finger finished. Isak unlocks Wirtz, hopefully. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. In fairness, Burnley played a 5-5-0 and attacked about 3 times. Even when they attacked, about 4 got forward maximum. Almost impossible match to make any real judgments on. I disagree, Easy. I disagree. Because the reason why I disagree is because we supposedly have had this issue, right, with breaking down low block. Like Liverpool have just notoriously in the last 5 years, I'll say, right, Liverpool have notoriously had a problem breaking down low blocks. It's just been something that we're not good at it. We're one of the worst teams, in my opinion, when it comes to breaking down low blocks. I've seen many a team break down low blocks. Liverpool, I'm not saying that they have never done it, but they're not that good at it. That's fine because Liverpool have strengths in other areas. Very fast when they want to be. They used to be pressing monsters. They used to have quick transitions, all of that kind of stuff, right? So we then signed Florian Wirtz, and this goes back to what I was going to say. We then signed Florian Wirtz, right? Forget the fact that he's a new player. We signed this guy for that reason alone, which is you come up against low blocks, you're the guy who's going to potentially make that difference for us. Nothing. Do you get what I'm saying? Like nothing. And in most of the games, it's been nothing. He ain't really like creating like that. He ain't really breaking it down like that. And I'm like, but we signed you for that. Like, that's what I got told was, yeah, we need him because he can do this. Okay, so allow him to do so. Whether it's the manager, whether it's the player. The player, I'll even give the bly and say he is still settling into his surroundings. But then tactically, we're not even set up in a way for him to be able to do that anyway. So you're not winning regardless. That was a good game to analyze. Brentford did very well with that squad. Yeah, they did. No, Brentford were pretty decent. I felt like a draw was probably fair. I didn't think that Chelsea deserved to win the game, so I was happy that Fabio Carvalho was able to get that goal. I think the issue is the wingers not creating space with dummy runs. Not so. Yeah, give me this. Yeah, you know what, Ends? I'd rather see you or Jerry. You know what? You and Jerry, you coach the team, bro. You man just coach the team. You coach the team, bro. I'd rather see that because at least, you know what's so mad? At least I would just be like, you know what? I feel like they would have the presence of mind of understanding that if things are not really working, we can at least kind of change it around a little bit because you've got the players to do so. It's not like Liverpool are a type of team that we can only play this style of football with these players and that's it. I feel like Liverpool can play a different style of football, and whether it benefits or not, I don't know, but we can actually do so. We've got the players. Unless these players are not that good, then we need to be having a different conversation. But I'm sure I think we've got the players. I don't care what the formation is, 3 at the back, 4 at the back, 5 at the back. 4 in midfield, 5 in midfield, 6 in up front. I don't care. Liverpool can play another way. And right now, for me, I don't think it's about, when this person, when the new players gel, it should. I'm like, I don't feel like that really happens for me. When I see a team buy new players, when I see a team get a new bunch of lads and stuff like that, usually the tactics are already in play. The style of play is already there. The new players will, yes, take time to gel, i.e., when one person wants to make a run, or if he drops off, you make that run, vice versa. Or when I go into this space, I want the ball to be played to this leg because then I can take that touch. Like what we saw with Gravenberch, you saw it as the season, after a while, the team knew, you could see, and Jerry made a great point about this, the team knew where to pass the ball to Gravenberch for him to keep doing those turns. It's not just, he's good at, he's fantastic, he's elite, at doing those, but the team knew where to give him the ball. They now know, no, pass it this way, pass it in this angle, I can make it work from here. I can then do this, that, and the third. And then, of course, as time goes on and the team gels and you start to understand the role a bit better, you get better at doing so. It's a bit like driving. Do you get what I'm saying? You can start out driving and you can actually be kind of calm. But, once you get super calm with driving now, you've got your license, had it for 3, 4, 5 years. Now you're more confident about busting that UE. You're more confident about taking that right turn. Why? Because you now understand it a little bit better. You were calm before, but you was maybe just a little bit more rigid with it. You would actually really 10 and 2s and all these kind of things. You're feeding the steering wheel through your hand. Yeah, you do all of that kind of stuff. After a while, man, doing it with one hand, all of this, reversing, just, because you're comfortable with it. And that's what happened with Gravenberch. And I feel like that's when I can hear when the team gel stuff. Yeah, for that kind of stuff. But we don't even have the tactics in play for them to gel. So it's almost like the team don't even know what am I really supposed to do? Do I stay? Do I go? Does the gaffer want me to do this? Should I keep cutting in? But you keep cutting in, but the left back keeps doing the overlap and we're never passing to him, but he's always in space. Should I just keep doing that? Because what we're doing here is not really work. The only thing I don't like is this horseshoe attack thing where we pass from one side of the pitch to the other, just outside their box. This is what Arsenal and City do, and now we've started it. And guess what? We would cuss both of those teams, especially Arsenal. We cuss them. We laugh at them. We say, Arsenal, what are you doing? City, why are you doing that? That's too boring. Liverpool do it. Oh, yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it, guys. It's okay. Get out of here. Get out of here. Yeah, it becomes second nature. It becomes second nature to these kind of teams. But, yeah, listen, man, Liverpool are Liverpool, man. It really is just like one of those kind of things when it does come to Liverpool. Yeah, I finished my rant. I'm gonna end the stream. You scraps, yeah, you probably know it was. The season starts and it's about results. Christmas period approaches and it's results. Then the run-in is results. This is what I'm saying, though. This is why we I feel like we should be having these conversations. Like, if you don't want to have the conversation, that's fine. I can't force anybody to do so, and I can't also force anybody to watch the game in the way that you want to watch it or enjoy it. That's up to you, and that's cool. Like, I actually don't really mind. It's not that deep, right? We've all got lives. But for me, when I'm watching football, I kind of want to watch something enjoyable. If it's not enjoyable, then I don't really care about the 3 points or anything, because I end up just sitting there thinking, well, then I didn't need to watch it, did I? I could just watch the highlights. Do you get what I'm saying? I could just watch the highlights. So do I need to watch the game? I don't need to know that this person was good or that person was good, because we know that really and truly overall the team was probably shit. Gravenberch was good. Konate was good. Van Dijk was good. Robertson was good. There was a lot of players who I thought were good in the game. Guess what? Liverpool still played shit. Do you get what I'm saying? It didn't even matter. All of these players played good individually and the team still played shit. How does that even work? You played good individually, but you still played shit. How does that even work? How does it work, people? Like, at that point, I'm like, well, if the players are playing good individually and they're doing what they should be doing on a consistent basis, then manager, I need to look at you. And Arne Slot, fantastic. You won the league. Great. Good for you. You can still be critiqued, my brother. Because right now, this football, nobody's enjoying it. Nobody's enjoying it. I'm going to go back to this point that Marque said here. This is one of the things that frustrates me. Beginning of the season, you're saying it's results. No worries. When we get to the middle of the season, you're saying it's results. You're getting to the end, you're saying it's results, it's results, it's results. So we're not allowed to ask for any good performances. That's fine. Then Liverpool have to win every single trophy that is available. You have to win every trophy. Minimum, you have to win every trophy. There's no minimum win the Premier League. No. Minimum, Liverpool have to win every trophy. 4 trophies, you have to win every single one. If it's just about the results. That's the only way I will accept the poor performances, is if you win every trophy. Then I will categorically come out and say, calm, fantastic from Liverpool. And I'll be more willing to accept the performances, because then I'll understand, well, this is just how we are. This is just us. We're not really great to watch like that. But listen, we get the job done. That's fine. If Liverpool can continue to do that, I'm expecting to win the Champions League, win the Premier League, win the League Cup, and win the FA Cup. That's now going to be my expectation until I see things change. You have to win everything. And like I said, if you do, I will give the credit. 100% I'll give you credit. Gave Arne Slot credit last season for doing so, even though I didn't really like the football towards the end of the season, because you won the league. You won the league playing this way. So guess what? It works. So if you can do that again, Arne Slot, you're one of the best managers I've ever seen, because you was able to pull out. That's like a masterstroke. So fair enough. The main positive on Sunday is brilliant defensive performance and managed to stop counter-attacks as well. I mean, they didn't really counter. Didn't really do much, I'll be honest with you. So it's one of those. I'm not even trying to take away from Liverpool, because, yeah, we got a clean sheet, back-to-back clean sheets. I'm more happy for Alisson, because he was putting in way too many good performances last season and he wasn't getting the clean sheets. And I was like, I feel sorry for the goalkeeper more than anyone. The team in front of him is playing rubbish, not him. He's doing what he needs to do. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah, that's it, G. I changed my expectations to results only until I see. Yeah. Enz didn't say this specifically, but Enz said already, maybe he needs to change his own expectations on some of the players and stuff. But I'm going to do the same. I'm now going to do the same. I've changed my expectations on the team. I've changed my expectations on some of the players, because there's no point. Otherwise, I'm going to be doing rants all season. Might as well call me rants. You know what I'm saying? Forget rants from rants and mants and all of that. No, I might as well just be called rants. That it might as well big up Squidby. Like, it might as well be that, because we're just going to, like, all of us are just going to be miserable coming out after games, playing shit, but we get the 3 points. Can't really big up our chest too tough, because we're like, we ain't even playing good, but we can big it up to the point of, yeah, but Liverpool got 4 wins and 4. Go out and beat Atletico Madrid. You got the first win of the Champions League. Go out and then beat Everton at home in the derby. You got 5 wins from 5. No one's really going to say anything. No one's like, at that point, like I said, you just end up just thinking, it is what it is. I'm just going to have to just change my expectations, and I'm not going to keep them as high, because I kept them high at the beginning of the season. When we started, I said, okay, even though I didn't have Liverpool to win the league, that was just more just because of what I saw. But when we kept signing these players, I said, well, boy, I'm expecting some really, really good football first and foremost, and I'm expecting these players to cook in that kind of system, in that kind of formation. None of that's really happening. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But yeah, guys, listen, look, got 5 more minutes and then we will head on out of it. So if you've got any questions, ask me anything, anything you want. It doesn't even have to be about this game. It could be whatever you want. And then we will head on out of here. I said performances will come when Salah leaves for AFCON, which is in 3 months' time. Let's see. Let's see, man. Moyes' record against Liverpool is dead. Is it dead for the other teams he's played for, or is it dead? I don't know, by the way. Like, I genuinely don't know. Is it dead for Everton? I don't know. Where's the Zerbi? Is he not? I've not been following Marseille this season. To be fair, I've not really watched. The only other team I've actually watched is Barcelona. But they've also been kind of crap as well, by the way. They've not really been performing that well, which I'm not best pleased about. But listen, it is what it is. Yeah. De Zerbi, I'm sure he's still at Marseille. Again, I've not really been following them too tough. Going to wait 3 months for AFCON to rotate Salah. That's Salah FC. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know who put it in the group earlier in the comment section about Arne Slot saying, yeah, he'll rotate Salah, or he'll take him off. So let's see. Maybe next game. Atletico Madrid is one of them teams, man. They'll pinpoint Salah as someone to target. Make sure you're on Salah. Make sure. That's pause. Why for that? They're gonna make sure. Yeah, that's even why for that as well. Let's just say they're going to make sure they tackle Salah hard. I see exactly what you mean by moving the ball quickly. I watched the Burnley game and then the City game and the difference between ball playing. Exactly. And by the way, big up Alpha. City weren't even great like that. I didn't even watch City and think, oh, this is prime. I genuinely did not fit. And I always big up City because they're one of my favorite teams to watch. Sue me. But they weren't even great like that. They weren't even great like that. But guess what? They looked better than Liverpool did. I can tell you that for free. I can tell you that for free. And I'm not talking about, oh, yeah, because they come up against a low block. And no. I'm talking the little things that we're not doing, they are doing. Moving the ball quicker, rotations in the midfield, the attack, other than obviously Haaland staying in his position, the attack moves around, shifting left to right to left, etc., etc. Midfielders doing the same things. Like, it's constant change. And I feel like constant change will bring about confusion. If you know what you're doing, obviously, constant change will give confusion against the other team. The other team, sorry, will be confused at that. But we don't do that. Salah stays on the right, Gakpo stays on the left, and that's it. That's it. Which right back defends Grealish best in your opinion? Do you mean for Liverpool? If you're talking for Liverpool, Bradley. And you guys know I don't even rate Bradley like that, but I'll probably say Bradley. I think the type of player Grealish is, he doesn't want to come up against someone like Bradley, mad energetic. He is like, he'll be in your face like there's no tomorrow. And Bradley always gets them challenges in. Like, he'll get a random challenge where you think you've gotten away, Bradley will just come in straight away, like, kind of thing. Frimpong, not yet, because I just haven't seen enough of him at right back. So I don't want to be disingenuous to Frimpong like that. So Bozalai could go there, but I don't want to see him at right back anymore. But yeah, speaking of right back, by the way, Liverpool missed Trent like there's no tomorrow. We have nobody who can play the ball out from the back like that. Like, nobody who can just release the team. Van Dijk has the one pass he can do to Salah. That's about it. Trent had the pass he can do to anybody. He can release the left winger. He can release Salah. He can release the striker. He can do all of that. We miss him deeply. I do think that is one of the reasons that Liverpool looks so poor, because Slot hasn't figured out how to work that. So that might be something to potentially look at in the future. We ain't Salah FC no more, but the football is bad when he does play. Mark A.G., what do you think has happened to McAllister? Watching him play, he's fallen off a cliff. I don't think McAllister was that good anyway. I'll be honest with you. I've never thought he was that good. I thought, let's put it this way, the best McAllister I've ever seen played for Brighton. And I'll leave that there. Nunes' best performance was when Salah was at AFCON. Squidley, what team you feel is performing best in the Prem so far? Bournemouth. I think it's Bournemouth at the moment. I think way that Iraola, like, honestly, like, I really, really want Bournemouth to finish high this season and get into like a European position. What he's doing is, for me, I don't know many teams who could do that. I don't know if Liverpool could lose Virgil van Dijk, Konate, and one other defender. Let's just say Trent. I don't know if Liverpool can lose those three, plus maybe a few others dotted around, replace them, and still look good. They even look better than they did last season, but it's the early part of the season, so that might probably fade out. They look brilliant. What's the guy that they signed? The centre back, 19, I think he is. Like, you just sold Dean Howson to Real Madrid. You just sold Zabini to PSG. By the way, people, Bournemouth sold players to Real Madrid and PSG. That should tell you straight off the rip how good these guys are, right? But anyways, they sold those players to those two teams. You wouldn't think that they would just be able to sign in other centre-backs and then that's it. To me, they've been the best team that I've seen so far this season. Like, in terms of the way that they play, what they've done, Iraola's football. I love his football. I really love the style of play and stuff like that. I know someone was probably going to say, why didn't you say Palace? But I feel like Palace is still kind of you know what I mean? I don't know. Like, it's almost like they're kind of between what they're trying to do. They're having good individual performances, but losing Eze, I think, was so key. Yeremy Pino's obviously come in. He's okay, but he's not an Eze. So I feel like they still need to work it out in terms of what they're going to do going forward, but they've been calm. But yeah, I would probably say it'll be Bournemouth for me. Who was actually running in behind for us? No one. Not that I can remember. No one. I was skeptical of the Kirkes signing. Excited is an understatement, mate. Absolute understatement. Replace Grab with Wharton. We beat Burnley by 2 or 3 goals simply because of the quick passing. Hey, man. Big up, Christian. Can't lie. This season, Salah has not looked the best. Is there a chance maybe Chiesa could get any more minutes because of this? If you couldn't tell, I love Chiesa. Yeah. He should get more because the wingers are not doing a good job, in my personal opinion. But maybe soon, because obviously we've got the Champions League starting now. Chiesa's not been included in the Champions League squad, so maybe going forward, yeah, I feel like that that might change. Yep, I agree with Bournemouth so far. Yeah, they've been really good, man. Really good. And remember, context: Bournemouth are not like they're not a team full of like world-class players. Like their best player is Semenyo, and again, Semenyo is good, and he's looking. I'm even having to rethink my thought process on Semenyo because I didn't think he was this good. But so far, he's showing me that I can take my game to the next level, and he's doing it with Bournemouth. So big up to Bournemouth, man. Bournemouth has a shout for top 5. I hope so. I really hope they do, man. I want Bournemouth. I want Palace. I want some of these teams in there, man, because I feel like these type of teams, right? I feel that they actually play better football than some of the top teams. The problem is some of the top teams have the top players. So even Arsenal, I'm not really feeling the way that they play. And I think Bournemouth play better football than Arsenal, and they have done for quite some time. But they don't have Saka. They don't have, like the Gabriel Jesus's. Now you got Gyökeres. You had Kai Havertz, Marino, Zubimendi, Declan Rice, Gabriel Saliba, Ray. They don't have these kind of players. So when you've got those players who can perform at the top level consistently, it's not going to really matter. But teams like Bournemouth and all these other kind of teams, they play good football, man. I'm telling you guys now, yeah. I'm not just saying that because, as I said, I admit that Liverpool best football I've ever seen is 18-19 season. That was when I looked at Liverpool and said, you are bad boys. You guys are, no one's beating this team. I don't give a fuck who you are. Manchester City, you ain't beating us. You're not beating us. I don't know, maybe we did lose a game, I can't remember, but I never ever looked at Liverpool and thought, you're not beating this team, popping the ball around. You guys have seen the clips that people have put on Twitter of Liverpool against Manchester City. I think it was Champions League, popping the ball about. That was 18-19 season. That was the 18-19 season. G, would you take losing the next 8 games to get Slot sacked and get Iraola? 8's a lot of games, crap. See what I'm saying? That's a lot of games to lose, That's a lot of games. Not yet. I'm still going to give Slot the benefit of the doubt. By the way, this isn't a Slot out kind of thing, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt in terms of, you guys already know me. Once I've made a decision, I'm not going back. I made that decision with Klopp, and I never ever went back. Like, I don't want you at the club anymore. So I don't want to get to that decision just yet. But Savage has said it enough times, and at this point, I don't even know if Savage is even joking now. Like, I really don't. I really don't. Semenyo would kill it at Liverpool. I think he's better than Gakpo. Listen, man. I think to be fair, Enns did say he wanted to sign him, and I kind of rubbished it. So I'll have to apologize now because yeah, he's looking good. That's all I know. He's looking good. And I hope, and listen, just for his own sake, I hope he does just have a good season. Gee, I won't forget your Man United table prediction. I know. But I thought Man United though, like me and Enz were just talking on the phone just before I came on the stream, right? And we was talking about Manchester United quickly. And they do, the thing is they get opportunities and that they're just not scoring though. So I can't always blame the manager. Like you can blame the manager for some things, obviously, because he puts the team out, he sets up the tactics. So in certain situations, but even Bruno Fernandes mentioned something after the game about like I think it's not being aggressive or defenders not jumping. Like that, I don't really feel like that's on the manager though. That's just the players not doing it. If the players don't do what the manager's specifically asking down to a T, I can't always blame the manager like that. I can't always do that. Do you get what I'm saying? They're saying Grab isn't better than Mac in the 8, apart from silly half turns and looking sick. Gravenberch is a funny player, man. He's a funny player. Man United need new everything, new goalkeepers, new midfielders, new formation. They definitely need a new goalkeeper. They definitely need new midfield. I still remember Crystal Palace play 3-4-3. So just deep this year, Crystal Palace play a 3-4-3, yeah. Why can't Manchester United play that same one? Because on paper, they have a better team. So really, they should be able to play that. And the manager that they've got to play that system is well versed at playing that system, having obviously done so for Sporting Lisbon. So shouldn't they be able to just kind of, I don't know. This is what I'm saying. I feel like Manchester United as a club, I just feel like the players are just have like down tools and they're just happy with the bare minimum at this point, as well as the manager also, you know, not really doing too well. We played some football in early 16-17 season, which was crazy. Yeah, we did. Was that the season with no? I would have said the okay, yeah, now 16-17. Okay, yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to remember. Yeah, there was some decent football. 17-18, you could see that with Coutinho, Mo Salah, Firmino, Mane, we start playing like that. That was like champagne football. I can't even lie. And then 18-19 was like that was the full form. That was the full form of that thing. So we've done our, was it the Kaioken? Yeah, so you got Goku. So we've done a Goku just with normal black hair and he powers up and whatever, right? Then we move to when he gets Kaioken, he's stronger, right? And he does all of that. Then we finally moved into now we're fully formed Super Saiyan. That was for me, that was 18-19. I put Liverpool that season, even though we didn't even win the league. I said this is one of the best teams I've ever seen in the Premier League. And we didn't even win the league. Didn't even win the league. Gavin Birch is the most important midfielder for Liverpool. Everyone else is just backup dancers. I hear it. I hear it. I hear it. Last couple of questions and then we'll head on out of here. G, you think Inyoni gets any minutes? Yeah, I think against Southampton. Is it Southampton? Yeah, I think against Southampton he'll get some minutes in there. So we'll just have to wait and see. I see you guys arguing about Gavin Birch. We'll save that for another day, man. But guys, listen, look. Make sure you smash a like, share, and subscribe. I think me and Enz will be doing a video anyway. I think we're doing this Liverpool game here, so we can definitely delve into it a bit more. And I'd love to get obviously honest takes from Enz, and also looking at what can we do to fix this. I think that's probably where the theme of that stream will go. Is what can we do to kind of fix this? What do you think Arne Slot should be doing? Because ultimately we don't actually know. But maybe we should see how can we potentially change this up a little bit, you know, for Liverpool. What should Arne Slot maybe be looking at, you know, and then we can, you know, kind of go from there. Gavin Birch is more important. I'm not getting involved in that. G, this is my first live stream and enjoyed it a lot. Much love, man. Alpha. Much, like I said, man, I don't do many AR scraps, honest Delta. I don't do many. But I wanted to do this one because I said that I needed to rant. And I wanted to rant with you guys. So it is what it is. And I felt like if I did this as a video, you might have not really have locked in. So I wanted to rant and just really get everyone's gauge the temperature, really to see what everyone's kind of saying in a general sense. But listen, man, we'll wait and see. Big up to everybody in the building. AR, keep it to Squidly, to Ends, to Christian, to Scraps. I don't know if honestly Hakeem was in there. Mark A, Alpha, Goal Ratio, Dustin, who else has been in the building? LFC Red. Big up to yourself. Yes, I'm going to go through everybody. Krishan, sorry. Big up to yourself. Yeah, man. I don't know if I've missed anybody. Apologies if I have. Easy as well. Big up to Easy. Yo, I'm going to call you Easy E. So big up to yourself. Mark A, of course. You already know the love. Sammy as well in the building. AR, I think I mentioned. Yeah, man. Big up to all of you, man. Literally. Every single one of you, man. You know, I love these kind of conversations. I will do another live this week, though, as well as the tactic show. But we will definitely be having more. Morris as well. How can I forget Morris? Christian. Yeah, we're going to be having more conversations, man. Obviously, we've got Atletico Madrid. Let's see what we look like. Let's see everything you guys have watched for this last hour and 10 minutes. Let's see if where's my mod? Are you not a mod? Oh, now Scrap, send me your Scrap. Yeah, Scraps and AR. I thought you lot was mods already. That's my fault. Yeah, bro. Well, I don't do many lives, so I don't even look at the settings on my thing. So apologies. I thought you was a mod. I fully thought you was a mod by now. I will think. Scrap, send me your actual handle because sometimes I don't feel like I can find. Man said Scraps is a mod. No, Scraps is my G. No, you know what I'm saying? Looking like a random person. Sorry. I didn't know. I fully didn't know. I fully thought that. I thought I kept most of you as mods. I'll be real. Because I like most of you, do you know what I mean? You've been rocking with me since I had 10 subscribers or 100 subscribers. So I just put most of you as the mods in there. But he wants to just, hey, Scraps, don't delete comments, man. Scraps doesn't miss. Is that your thing? Hold on, let me right. You know, let me just do it now. Whilst I'm sitting here, let's just do it now. I got time today. How do you do it? Hey, where's ends to this? This is what I'm saying. This is why I don't do lives, man. Ends, how do you do the mods thing? Like, where is it? Feature, no. General, no. Add, no. Permissions, no. Communication moderation. Is that it? Is it a communication moderations thing? I don't know, man. I'll find it after the stream. I'll do it after the stream. I'll do it after the stream. But yeah, man, big up to everybody inside the building, guys. Much love and appreciation. Please be nice in the comments. In fact, that's a lie. I don't actually care. You can be as rude as you want to each other. Be nice to me on the stream if you don't mind. But I'll catch you guys soon. I don't know if Enz is going to do another stream later on. So just make sure you keep your notification bell. Click the 3 dots next to his name in the chat. Oh. Nah. When I do that, it just says delete comment, put user on timeout, ban user, and delete their comments. I don't have the, it don't give me that option. It don't give me that option. Morris Rain, okay, cool. It's like which one I'm trying to. Hey, AR, hey, allow it, man. allow it. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. That's a next level. Yeah, StreamYard move a bit mad. They move a bit mad. Why can't I find it though? Advanced settings. The thing is, I fully know because I've put people as mods before though. Add. Oh, hold on. Uploads, no. General. It looks worse because I wear glasses. I can barely see the screen, so I'm having to look even closer. But it's all looking kind of crazy right about now. Bro, I'll sort it out after the end of the on YouTube. Yeah, I'll sort it out after the end of the stream. I'll sort it out. Oh, not on StreamYard. Oh, okay. All right, yeah, I'll do it. Jeez, yo, allow it. Bro, you lot get out of it, man.